Today I want to thank the Lord Baby Jesus for giving us Reading Week, an entire week during seminary with no classes and no new assignments, a time to catch up on all the things we haven't done, to get ahead, and to make more videos. Probably not what the administrators had in mind. But being that this is my 15th midterm of my college career, I find myself reflecting on what has become a very familiar situation. Mainly that of utmost panic and disappointment. You see, a little over 6 weeks ago, before the semester had started, I was filled with hope and excitement and joy. I thought about all the things I was going to learn, all the new people I was going to meet. I was going to stay focused and stay on track and get the work done. I was going to conquer it all. Now, in the midst of all the chaos and all the things I have to do and so little time to do it, just treading water to stay afloat, I can't say that I'm as excited. Like in so many things, the idealism of the beginning has been replaced with the frustrating reality of the journey. I love starting a new workout, planning what I'm going to do each day, thinking about how in shape I'm going to be in the future. There's so much excitement at the start. I love the first day of a road trip. You pull out of the driveway, roll down the windows, or you get on the highway, and it's nothing but open roads ahead. There's joy in knowing that everything is before you. I love moving to a new fraternity or starting a new ministry. It's a clean slate with people or a fresh start in a new place to reinvent yourself. There's something very freeing about it all. That is until the second week of the workout, when your body's a little sore and you're just not as excited to get out of bed. Or that fourth day of the road trip, when everyone starts to smell a little bit and you just want to get out of the car. Or when that honeymoon phase wears off and you realize, these new people, they're just like the other ones. At some point on every journey, the idealism of the beginning is replaced with the frustrating reality of being on the way. As I was reflecting on this, taking a moment to step back and breathe it all in, I couldn't help but hear these words being spoken back to me in the readings at Wednesday's Mass. The Gospel is one of Luke's commissioning stories, sending out the 72 to preach the Gospel and spread the good news. It's an amazing image if you think about it. If you can imagine being one of those 72, Jesus looking at you, pointing and saying, "You, come here. I'm going to change the world and I need you to help." Okay. You can almost feel the exhilaration the first disciples must have felt, the energy they must have been filled with knowing that they were going to do such amazing things. And then we remember the first reading from Paul. Demas, enamored of the present world, deserted me and went to Thessalonica. Crescens to Galatia, Titus to Dalmatia. Luke is the only one with me. Alexander the coppersmith did me a great deal of harm. At my first offense, no one appeared on my behalf, but everyone deserted me. Far from the initial call, the joy and elation he must have felt at the beginning, St. Paul finds himself stuck in the middle, dejected, confused, hurt, disappointed, and wondering, what the heck did I get myself involved with? All I wanted was to share the good news of Jesus, and this is what I get? Oh, how I know that feeling on my vocational journey. And my guess is that we all do. Just like working out or going to school or going on a road trip, the real-life experience of living the gospel is often harder than what we imagined, less romantic than what we envisioned. So what do? Well, of course, we could just give up. We could complain that things aren't fair, they're not the way they're supposed to be, and keep going until we find our idealized life. Or we can persevere, realizing that no life is perfect, that the things worth having are the things worth working for, and that many times, when we struggle a bit, we realize that the difficult reality is actually better than the idealized vision we had at the beginning. If that sounds like you, I think St. Paul's example can teach us two things. The first is to remember how the passage ended. But the Lord stood by me and gave me strength. Believe it or not, your friends will let you down. Your church will let you down. Heck, you will let yourself down. But Jesus, he'll never let you down. In difficult times, find refuge in him. Find strength in him. Realize that he is always faithful to us even when we are not faithful to him. And second, don't forget about St. Luke. All throughout the passage, Paul complains and complains about how everything is terrible, how he's been abandoned and no one's with him. And yet he mentions at the beginning that Luke is with him. How do you feel if you're Luke? Paul, over here, Luke, yeah, been with you the whole time? So many times in my life, I've made the same mistake as St. Paul. When the world is crashing all around me, I'm quick to think that I'm alone and forgotten by everyone. And yet in every situation, when I stopped to look around, I saw that there were people that loved me there at every turn. So that's what I have for you this week. In those times in our Christian lives when we could really use a reading week, just remember that Jesus is our strength and that there's probably a Luke right behind you supporting you all the way.